Good luck to the young man. Huddersfield Giants prop Sam Rapira will join Championship side Toulouse at the end of the season. The 30-year-old New Zealand international has scored 3 tries in 53 appearances for the Giants, so he's racked up a lot of appearances in a couple of years for them, hasn't he?
Huge signing, I would say.
Massive for Toulouse.
Toulouse. Well done to them.
Absolutely. Very good. He'll do them a lot of good. Featherstone have continued with the retention of their current squad after Luke Cooper signed a new 2-year deal. The 23-year-old made his professional debut with the club in 2015 and has made 40 appearances for Fev since then. NRL side, the St George Illawarra Dragons have confirmed that they have completed the signing of Canterbury captain James Graham for the 2018 season. The 31-year-old has signed a 3-year deal with the Bulldogs, increasing the chances of him finishing his career in Australia rather than him returning to Super League to end his playing days. So good luck to Chower. Maybe he can lose a few more grand finals in the Red V.
That would be a fitting way to end his career. He's a great signing for St.
He's a tremendous
I'm sure
player.
Wally was, filling up tube socks on that one.
I suspect so. And finally, Swinton Lions have confirmed that former lead director Andy Maisie as the club's new chairman. Maisie, who has experience as the head of electrical services specialist company SR Waite Group, is the nephew of former Lions great Billy Davis. His arrival follows the club's latest update on their financial position, with a statement saying that the club is emerging from the storm clouds. Debts thought to be around £100,000 left the club in danger. However, the club has managed to steer clear of extinction thanks to fundraising, internal efforts and a £60,000 loan from the Salford City Council. The club also confirmed that with their financial predicament looking more secure, they're planning to reopen talks with the City Council with regards to the Agecroft Stadium project, where the prospective new home of the club moving forward. So tentatively, positive signs for Swinton.
I meant to look up the details of the Agecroft Stadium project before we did the show, but then I got forgotten.
Well, got waylaid.
But
do you require me to vamp for a moment while you Google it, or are we?
No, I think it's
good for Swinton. That's what I say.
As long as it brings stability,
yeah,
and this is someone who can actually support them and can actually be there for the long haul. I think it's good. They're looking to have it in Pendlebury, which is pretty much Swinton. So yeah, look. There's a lot of Swinton fans who think that a return to Swinton is the way to get the club on a more solid foundation for the long-term future. In terms of you can have walk up on the day kind of support that they're not really getting at the moment.
Yeah, so good on them. Let's hope they do get stability, bless you, and let's hope that they move themselves in a more positive direction, if not to a new home. Right, that's the news from around the world of rugby league taken care of. Let's take a look back now at round 5 of the Super 8s. Okay, so into round 5 of the Super 8s. Things are starting to take shape now, but we'll start on Thursday night down at Wakefield, where it finished 16 points to 18 between Wakefield and St Helens. So a victory for Justin Holbrook's side in front of 4,837, refereed by Ben Thaler.
Tyler Caspar, we start with. He said, heartbreaking finish for Wakey, a game of fine margins after hitting the post with the penalty to then lose the game due to a terrible blunder from Grix. But Trinity went from being super confident to playing really conservative for that last half hour. They should have backed themselves for the full 80 minutes.
Paul O'Brien said, a close game, wasn't a classic, but a missed penalty to take your team 6 points clear, and then an absolute brain fart by your fullback costs you the game. At least Grix's cat will be safe tonight.
Sarah says, halfway through the second half I was thinking about my report and how Wakey had won it. Then I looked at the scores again and realised for all their possession Wakey hadn't scored many points. Ultimately that was what cost them.
Aidan Stalker says, my giant erect penis lets me know that Saints have done it again. Fucking hell. Even with Barba the Hutt at fullback, Wakefield couldn't take full advantage. I like it. And got what they deserved. I quietly think you might have hurt yourself an episode title there, sir. Where am I? I'll stop writing notes on them now. Richardson, Luke, McCarthy, Scarborough, Thompson and King Kong Walmsley the best for Saints. Now I'm off to howl at the moon.
Wakey White says, fucking gutted with that. Thought we controlled the game well and did everything right until Grix had a brain fart to hand Saints the win on the last play. What a try from Bill Tupu though. Never bad when you leave Ben Barba chowing down on your dust. Ah well, just hull away and Wigan at home now. To see off now. Either way, it's been a great season. Just a shame we couldn't get a deserved victory tonight.
Frogmore says, trying to think of how I could describe the game when then it dawned on me after Walmsley left the field. His partner going into labour / having a kid is the perfect analogy to this game. Long, drawn-out pain that ends with happiness. I think there's lots of pain and shitting yourself on a table.
St David said, couldn't make the game. Couldn't make the game, so reduced to watching Sky with the sound off. Outplayed by a committed, organised Wakefield for much of the game. Defence much better this week, and along with Roby, Thompson, Walmsley until his missus intervened, and the threat of Richardson kept us in the match. Still, thought we had blown it with stupid pens, but never right off the Saints.
Bernard JKD say, Superman, that is why Wakefield won't be winning any finals, nor playing in any semi-finals in yours or my lifetimes. # end of story.
They played in the Challenge Cup final last year. Don't tell him. He means Super League, obviously.
Yeah.
Paul Luda Lewis says, any Wakefield fan booing after the season they've had need to take a...
Wakefield didn't play in the Challenge Cup final last year.
Semi-final.
Alright, I thought you said Challenge Cup final.
Semi-final.
Alright. Yeah, that's true.
Paul Luda Lewis said, any Wakey fan booing after the season they've had need to take a long, hard look at themselves and get a reality check. They could still make the top 4 too. You just know that, though, that Eddie went home after that and... You just know, though, that Eddie went home after that and bleed his weasel dry while screaming, you can never write off the Saints.
I think he bled his weasel dry.
Finally, congratulations to Alex on the birth of baby Scott Griggs Walmsley.
That is fucking terrific. I don't even think I can concentrate on reviewing the game now. That is such a vivid image.
Well, the game's got really 2 things to talk about, hasn't it? Bill Tupu scored a fantastic try.
Exceptional try, and Scott Griggs had 2 goes at getting that ball out of the field of play and fucked them both. Yeah. Arguably had 3 goes at it because it went under his legs, then he fluffed his lines, and then Lomax got in and he was down around for that. It was
horror to watch, wasn't it? Because Scott Griggs has had a really good season.
Yeah, but now he's just gone back to being, oh, fucking hell, Scott Griggs.
Oh, no, Scott Griggs.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, bless his heart. Yeah, he's had a great year for him. Absolutely great year for him. And this will be what?
He'll still be on the ballot for fullback of the year, for the SLP team of the year.
You would think so.
Because Zach Cardick is winning it anyway.
Yeah.
But...
we put who we want on there, really, couldn't we?
But... it was so monumental. It was one of the most blatant and match-defining errors
that we've seen all year.
You'll see, unfortunately, which did cost his team the game. Ultimately, you would have to say, climactically. Now you could say, however he dealt with it, other than trapping it the first time and falling on it, Saints would have got the ball back. Mm-hmm. If it had kicked it out or grounded it in goal or those options that were available.
And they had 3 or 4 minutes on the clock still at that point, didn't they?
There was, I think, 90 seconds or so that would have been left. Right. But even the whole build-up to that, I don't think it was just the last half an hour. I think it was probably the last 50 minutes of the game after Bill Tupu scored his try.
Yeah, they went within
it almost felt like they closed up at that point. They particularly, and I suppose they had to shut up shop and wind through the clock and that sort of stuff when Dean Hadley went to the sin bin for another one of these video referee intervened crusher tackles. I don't get why the video referee is intervening on a crusher tackle but not on, say, the knees ones that we've seen where we both felt that Willie Isa should have been sin-binned. Yeah. Did we?
Yeah.
Am I putting words in your mouth?
No.
A week ago.
Yeah.
And we similarly, I certainly felt there was an instance in the Hull Wigan game where Josh Griffin should have been sin-binned as well. No action for either player from the disciplinary panel for those, though.
Yeah.
But, so maybe that vindicates the way they look at those is different. But I think on this one Hadley was a bit unlucky, but he got his arm in an awkward position and didn't do anything to try and get his arm out of that awkward position before it bent Mark Percival's neck into an awkward position.
I don't think he's unlucky. I think he's just victim of the interpretation of the rule, which is that he's not intending to do it, but he still has a duty of care to get out of there, and he didn't exercise that, and that's why he spent time in the bin. So I think it's a harsh call. I just think it's a reality of the way the game is policed these days.
I think the way the positions they got in that unfolded was unfortunate for Hadley. I don't think it was an action of him, this one. I think there's other ones, like the Ellis one, for example, which was more of an action of Ellis because of the technique where he's trying to wrap around people and that sort of thing. In this one, his arm got trapped between one of his teammates' legs and the back of the Saints player. I felt it was a little bit, but it was still dangerous contact to the head and neck area.
Yeah.
So that's been a sin bin all season long. So I'm fine with the sin bin. I'm just saying the way it came about.
Yeah.
But obviously for that period of time, they had to take things slow. They got a penalty. They took all the time off the clock. Miller kicked a touch about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
They were utterly in control, though.
Yeah.
Then they kept playing like that when they didn't need to.
No.
They didn't try at all with players like Miller, who are great game breaking players, but people like Randall who've proven themselves. I think Randall nipped off the pitch for a bit and Hadley went into dummy half and after the sin bin, and I don't think that helped because that totally interrupts the flow of the attack, and they just didn't try to capitalise, did they, at all, on their dominance of how they controlled and organised the game.
I agree. Now, that's the thing. They were in control, and you can't say cruising because they weren't pulling streets ahead in terms of turning their control into actual. Well,
that was it. They were just kicking a penalty here or there,
and that's always going to leave against anyone. That leaves you with something to worry about. And Saints were able to take advantage of that. And that final try, as much as Scott Grix, you can say, needed to be better defensively, the way that they kept the ball alive and the way that they were working the ball around and keeping it alive bought them that opportunity and flustered Wakefield's defensive line enough to leave people out of position, leave people scrambling. And that's what got them that point, got them over those points, rather than focus on Scott Grix. Let's say that
not just that try, that whole period. St Helens started to throw caution to the wind and started to
because they needed
push for it,
because they knew that they weren't going to come up against it off Wakefield.
Yeah, well, exactly, and they had the opportunity to, because it didn't matter if they made an error, because it didn't feel like an error was going to come back to haunt them, other than that meant they lost possession. So they could risk these errors, even though they had to do it. It was all they knew they had to do is hit hard on the next set, and Wakefield were going nowhere because they were trying to go nowhere. Whereas in the first half, on like the Tupu try, they were passing the ball on their own line and making breaks and stuff like that, and they didn't ever build up the score to play the way they played, particularly after Farge got Saints back into things. At that point, I felt like Saints were going to win, and for that, from that period on, no matter how well Wakefield controlled things, Saints played better, and Saints deserved to win this game because they were the only team trying to win this game. And I always feel like if you're trying to win the game and the other team aren't trying to win the game,
and help yourself to the line round,
then you can't say. You might say the other team was a little bit unfortunate about the way things happened and stuff, but you can't say that the team that won didn't deserve to win when they went for it. And the Walmsley situation, he'd done a fucking enough before he went off to go and greet that baby into the world.
Definitely, absolutely. Okay, what did the stats tell us then?
Saints overcame a 17-12 error count, but they did make more meters and a big 7-2 win in clean breaks. That shows they were doing more with the ball, as well as more offloads and more tackle busts. They also had a 3.1% better team tackle success by the finish of this game.
There you go.
So Saints won all the numbers apart from errors by the end, basically.
So individually, who stood out for us?
Alex Walmsley, 196 metres. Luke Thompson, 145 metres. Regan Grace, 140 metres and 2 clean breaks. James Roby with 49 tackles, and John Wilkin, 46 tackles, 10 marker tackles. He's working his socks off.
And
I'm not even sure he played the full game.
It's even more impressive then, isn't it? How about for Trin?
Bill Tupu, 2 tries, 5 tackles, 202 metres. That's a phenomenal return stats-wise. Dave Fafita, 117 metres. Tyler Randall, 40 tackles and 105 metres. Joe Arundel, a try assist and 112 metres.
There you go.
And that was a sweet little pass, weren't it? I mean, Scott Grix did the good setup by getting out there and seeing the play was on, but Arundel's tip on ball was flawless.
There you go. Okay, so on to the Friday evening then, and Castleford Tigers made it 8 consecutive wins over Leeds Rhinos with a 38 points to 24 victory over the team in second place, down at the Jungle in front of 9,557, refereed by